Welcome to SUPRS Live. This is a Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series, SUPRS Broadcasting Network, and it is big banks, big speed, high thrills, and chills tonight. It's the Wing Side Up Twin 25s at Winchester Speedway and the Salem Speedway. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody. I'm your host, Bob Gangwer. I will be racing. I will be sponsoring. I will be trying to keep it wing side up tonight. Shout out to anybody that's tuned in and listening here on the Supers Broadcasting Network. We are so glad you can join us, and we want to make sure that we let everybody know you're tuned in for Super Modified Sim Racing of the Finest on the Broadcasting Network here. And we want to know who your favorite drivers are. We want to know if you've ever seen a race at Winchester Speedway or the Salem Speedway. Two iconic, just let's just say it, just badass joints, man. There are no two racetracks in the world like these two, and it took nerves of steel to compete here. The greatest of the greats raced at these two tracks throughout history. Winchester Speedway, first time on the Super schedule here tonight, and Brad Keyser coming home with a new track record or setting a track record for the Super Modifieds here at Winchester Speedway. We have got a guy in here that has lots of experience with his Super Modifieds, his dad's Super Modifieds, being around him at Winchester Speedway. Keith, put one on you, pal. Welcome to the broadcast, Keith. Welcome back into the server. Glad you could race with us here tonight. Man, when we say there's no place like Winchester, we're not pulling no legs, man. We are being very honest, and you got to experience it with your father, running the Mayfield number 41 Frank May garage car. Gary Albritton, he was one of the best down here at Winchester. Tell us some of the memories you have of being on this high bank track, and some of the thrills that you got to see.
Uh, Thanks for having me, Bobby. Yeah, this place brings back a lot of memories. With Gary Albritton, I guess our biggest memory with Gary coming here is we tried putting a about a 6 foot tall plexiglass side panel on the right side to go out and try to set a world record here. But Gary always said, he had more respect for this joint than he did Indy when he went out and tried for Indy. So this place is pretty amazing. We brought Randy Wynn here. First time Randy Wynn was in a super at this place, and came in, and it took about 5 minutes to take his gloves off because he had a death grip on his steering wheel. And after the first time when he really, really got up to speed, and Dad was coaching him through this place, and told him don't lift all the way at this place. You want to keep a little throttle in it because it'll snap loose. And when he finally got up to speed, he came in, and it took him a couple minutes to unbuckle. So this place is definitely really, really cool, and glad we get to race here. And it's probably going to be as nerve-wracking in our sim cars as it was in real life.
We'll talk a little bit about Randy Wynn, our second race of the night at the Salem Speedway. Randy Wynn made the highlight reels on ESPN when it was him and Tommy Marks that flipped out of the ballpark at Salem. And we still talk about it to this day. Both guys survived that crash, ended up at the golf course in the backstretch. Randy was in John Dirk's car that night, not your dad's car. But did you guys get to run much at Salem with the 41 Mayfield missile?
I know Dad was there as a driver in the old 58 a couple times. I think once the 41 was there. But yeah, with that deal with Randy, that was really scary that day.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a small crash here at Winchester or Salem. First time any of these guys have raced at Winchester, they've been advised, take it easy, be careful out there tonight. We've got a couple of drivers that are here tonight that are just really going to be fast. And Brad Kieser's one of those, Keith. Set a track record at Winchester. He's the current track record at Salem. He's defending winner at Salem in the wing cars. Now, last year we ran wing and non-wing. Ryan Clunan has been hot lately in the twin 25s, but Brad Kieser has won 3 of the last 4 wing races here at the Wingside Up twin 25s. We've got a pretty good idea that he's going to be one to watch. Dave O won in 2020 and 2021 in the non-wing super modifieds. As we said, Clunan has a wing win, actually 2 non-wing wins. So last year making the move to Salem Speedway after 18 years at Bristol Motor Speedway. So total twin wins. Rob Warren leads the pack with 6, John Davidson with 5, Miles Maxon with 3, or Brad Kieser with 4, then Miles Maxon, Steve Callahan, Bob Gower, Doug Hevron, the young one, real super modified racer, Gary Waldron, Dave O and Ryan Clunan have 2, Joe Oxett, Dom Joya, Jamie Hartley, the only Canadian, Chris Hevron, Chris Myers. Keith, you've got 1 win in the Wingside Up twin 25s. Nelson Rodriguez and Ray Sand Jr. all have 1 win. For wing history here at the Salem Speedway tonight, Carl Becker, your 2013 winner. Dave Brigandy won in 2015. He's here tonight. And Brad Kieser, your 2022 Wing Super Modified winner. No non-wing cars here tonight. It's all about the wings and all about going fast and keep it Wingside Up. Keith, thanks for joining the broadcast, bringing us up to speed a little bit on some of the thrills that people can expect at Winchester, our first race of the night, and at the Salem Speedway. Good luck to you in that icings on top Mayfield missile here at these big banked high-speed racetracks.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck to yourself, too.
Keith, put one on your pal. Keep your eyes on him. He is driving the baby blue and yellow number 41 tonight. We're getting ready to go with the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. Here's how we're going to light them up. The top, the Super 6, fully inverted for the Fast Car Dash. And Keith Powell will be going away from the pole of the 6-lap shootout to see who will start in the first 3 rows and how they will start the first 3 rows. Making his first Fast Car Dash here tonight, Danny Ray. Danny Ray in the 08 out of Goshen, Indiana, inside row number 2, driving the number 12. It's the Quiet Storm Anthony Corsiniti out of North Syracuse, New York. Next to him, another New Yorker, driving the number 13 Simability Machine. It's Rapid Ryan Clunan in the last row. A couple, in fact, boy, you look, wow, this is stacked. Now we look at this in the last row. 2 Wingside Up twin 25 champions and 2 SUPRS champions. On the inside of row number 3, driving the number 11 TMS Wolfpack out of Union, Connecticut, it's Dave O. And rounding out your BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash for the Super 6, it's Brad Kieser in the number 9. Kieser, sponsored by BMK Logistics and Chasing Cameras. 6 cars, 6 laps. The way they finish is the way they'll start. The Wingside Up twin 25s, 25-lap feature here at Winchester. Field rolling down the backstretch with Keith. Put one on your pal in the Mayfield missile, number 41. You heard him talking about what it was like to watch Gary Albrecht, a guy who made it out of Super Modifieds to Indianapolis. Here they go, green flag flies. We're racing at the fastest half mile in the world, Winchester Speedway. Keith Powell with a big jump. Danny Ray a little slow, keeps it up to the top side. He slides back. Here goes Dave-O and Ryan couldn't get together. Actually, that may have been Kieser, and we got somebody missing a nose wing already. Taking a look to see who that could be. I think it's Ryan Clunan. That's going to make that number 13 awful hard. Oh, look at this. Corsiniti tries to pull the sides.
All right, yellow flag, back it down.
We've got caution on the racetrack. It's Danny Ray with a huge crash coming out of turn number 4. The car gets away from him. And whoo, we will take a breather and re-rack them and stack them. It looks like possibly Clunan and horrible crash for Danny Ray in the 08, making his first BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. You can see it right there on the replay, courtesy of Hairbag Studios. Oh my word, that was a bad one. Thank goodness that this is This is virtual racing. Wow, that right there, that pause frame, you can see that, man. Just swapped ends on him, and they'll do that. And the field getting the white flag. They'll be going green next time by the stripe. And Powell trying to hang on to this one. Corsiniti going to try to hold off the 11 and the 9. Watch this battle now for third as the 11 and 9. Here comes Powell.
Green.
Wow. Woo. He had that thing wound up, that big block Chevrolet. But look at Anthony Corsiniti in the 12. Looking low off of 2. They're side by side. They get together. Powell hangs on. Corsiniti and Powell still beating and banging. And that lets Dave-O go to the lead. Oh, my goodness. They kept it off the fence somehow, but boy, that hurt their battle. Now they're going to try to race back to the front. O's got the lead, 1 lap to go. Brad Keyser in second. Some distance back. Dave-O rounded turn number 4, takes the win here in the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. Brad Keyser in for second. Anthony Corsiniti third, followed by Keith Powell. Off the track and hoping they can get it fixed for the 25-lap feature is Rapid Ryan Clunan and Dandy Danny Ray. 6 cars, 6 laps. Your BMK Logistic Fast Car Dash here on the high banks of Winchester Speedway in Winchester, Indiana. This race part of the Indiana Supermod Challenge. Well, let's see how many races. It was expanded this year, so let's see. 2 here. Harvest of Speed was the first one. Zach Sears won that to open the season. That was his first Harvest of Speed win. And then we had these 2 here tonight. And then on Sunday, we go to Anderson Speedway, home of the Little 500. And then we rounded out with 2 races in Indianapolis Raceway Park. So 7 races this year for the Indiana Supermod Challenge, and the winner of that challenge, that regional tour, gets 20 bonus points. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with the first 25-lap feature of the night here on the Wingside of Twin 25s. We're at Winchester Speedway, the world's fastest half mile, and you're enjoying live Supermodified sim racing of the finest on the SUPRS Broadcasting Network. Don't go anywhere. You're going to want to watch this thriller.
Change comes blowing down your way. I hope you're ready. It just may knock you over when those pillars of tradition they crumble at your feet. I do sincerely hope you can live without them. Won't make a difference if you're left or right. It won't matter if you're black or white. And I don't give a damn if you think you've seen the light. Look out, be ready for the final days. I said be ready. If I was you, I'd surely change my ways to the law. Could be ready, 'cause you've had your chance. Oh, Lord, be ready. It's time to learn a brand new different dance. And you can start the for the final days. I said be ready. If I was you, I'd surely change my ways. Good luck, be ready. 'Cause you've had your chance. Ooh, love, be ready. It's time to learn a brand new different dance called love. When that sweet wind of change, 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 when that sweet wind of change comes blowing down your way, I hope you're ready. It just may knock you over when those pillars of tradition lay crumbled at your feet. I do sincerely hope you can live without them. Won't make it difference if you're left or right. It won't matter if you're black or white. And I don't give a damn if
miles per hour. A little further back in the pack are names like Butch Wilkerson, Greg Leffler, Marv Carmen, Sammy Sessions, and Joe Saldana. A host of good drivers round out of the fourth turn for the green flag. Now watch them run. Through turn one, the scramble is on as all cars jockey for position. Number 6, Danny Landis jumps out into the lead with 65, Bobby Kinser second, and Bill Heaney in car 99 running third. In turn 3, Heaney puts the rush on Bobby Kinser and charges underneath to take over second. Car 6, Danny Landis leads all cars down the back chute, but Gibson and Albritton are back in the pack, and they're really coming on. Moving on to the front chute, Todd Gibson puts his 0 car in the high groove and fires past Kinser to take over third. It's Landis, Heaney, Gibson, and Gary Albritton has now put his 00 car in the 4th spot. Marv Carmen, who started way back, is now running 6th. Down the front chute, Gibson dives into the low groove to move up on Heaney. Now there's a 3-way battle for first. Here he comes. Todd Gibson lets it all hang out. On the inside, he explodes past Heaney and Landis. The 0 car has now become the front runner. It's Todd Gibson in front. 99 Bill Heaney second. Gary Albritton in the 00 has moved into third. Now Marv Carmen finds daylight under Danny Landis and grabs the 4th spot. Todd's car is handling beautifully, but he still can't stretch the pack. And it looks as though Albritton and Carmen have the speed to close on it. Down the back chute, Gary Albritton out-drags Heaney, and in the 3rd turn, he owns the 2nd place spot. Todd Gibson tries to close the door, but Albritton presses him harder on every lap.
Welcome back to Supers Live. It's feature time here at the Winchester Speedway, the world's fastest half mile super modifieds. Boy, it had been a long time since the Supers had run at Winchester, like 1994, back in the day when Bentley Warren set the world record for the Supers, and then coming around in was it 2012, I believe it was 11 or 12. Must-see Racing Super Modifieds went down there. Jimmy Paler won at Winchester, beat Sondy Eden. And boy, that was an exciting race, an exciting day. It was a thrilling moment for me personally to be able to announce in the booth down there where Bob Jenkins and Larry Newber got to announce. And boy, just some great people down there at that racetrack. Being a part of that, knowing Roger Holdeman, befriending him, and then Linda Holdeman, former Linda O'Brien from Oswego Speedway. What a wonderful time. What a wonderful place. My favorite racetrack, and without a doubt, some of the craziest, coolest, wildest things. My dad and I just talking about the one of the dry power 400s and the late model races that we saw down there were Dave Rohrig, a super modified racer, uncle of Tyler Rohrig, who's a little 500 champion and 500 Sprint Tour champion. Lost a wheel on his stock car, and it went out of the ballpark in turn one, and ended up just right by our camp, but it went through the windshield of a van down there. Just, you never knew what was going to happen at Winchester. We expect that we're going to see some of the same stuff here tonight, but get ready to pick your favorite racer as they brave the banks of the world's fastest half mile here tonight. Starting on the pole for the Wingside Up Twin 25s, first feature event at Winchester Speedway. Driving the number 9, it's Brad Keyser in the BMK Logistics number 9. Outside row number 1, the Quiet Storm from North Syracuse, New York, in the teesforecast.com number 12, Anthony Corsiniti. Inside row number 2, driving the number 41 from Crestline, Ohio, in the Icing's on Top, Mayfield Missile, a real super modified race crew member for his dad who raced here at Winchester. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Keith, put one on you, pal. Outside row number 2, driving the number 13, sponsored by Simability from Oswego, New York. It's Rapid Ryan Clunan. Inside row number 3 now, driving the number 08 from Goshen, Indiana, the Smoky Bones Down Home Kitchen. White Lightning Transportation Machine, that green car of Dandy Danny Ray. Taking his most recent winner's handicap, it is it'll be Dave O. Dave O. Dave O has to take his Dave O has to take his most recent winner's handicap, even though he won the fast car dash. Starting row number 4 on the inside, driving the number 14, sponsored by Gannon Auto Sales. His father raced here at Winchester. He flagged at Winchester. Ladies and gentlemen, don't drop your stick, Bobby Hayduck. Outside of row number 4, in 8th starting position, your current points leader for Supers, driving the number 22, Midwest Super Modified Series Machine. It's Zach Sears out of Elyria, Ohio. Inside row number 5, driving the number 4 from Cicero, New York, sponsored by Creative Assistant. It's Stephen Vincent in the 4. Let's take a look now to the outside. Driver on the outside for row number 5. Boy, he had a wild crash in warm-ups. Again, thankfully virtual racing, but he hit a crazy opening in the wall at the gate there. That's that's Daniel Nance. Inside row number 6, wow, this guy came a long ways to race. Not the only driver that came from Massachusetts in the real days to come and race, but this guy in the virtual world, sponsored by Star Speedway from Stoneham, Massachusetts. It's Nelson Hot Rodriguez. Starting outside of him, a former Wingside Up Twin 25s winner from Wyoming, Michigan, sponsored by the Michigan Hill Gang and Kenwa Auto Supply. It's Gary Walder, G-Dub in the 10. In the final row now, welcome back to this driver from Syracuse, New York, the Buffalo Biodiesel number 52. It's Dave Brigandy, part of the Flying Brigandy Brothers Racing Team, and rounding out the field with no time in the number 25, wing side up. B&G Racing Photos is sponsored for Bob Gangwer out of Goshen, Indiana. So we've got to reset the field here. We had a bit of an issue with the grid lock in this virtual deal. But the field getting ready to go here now. Again, up front, it will be Brad Keyser and Anthony Corsiniti. Keyser has been on a roll. He has won 4 out of the last 5 years, the first race. So we'll see what he does tonight. This will be a wild one tonight. The track is like the older version of Winchester prior to being paved by Roger and Linda Holdeman during their tenure down there. It's very bumpy. Back in the day, you used to really have to either run above the center of the track or below the center of the track. A lot of slide jobs. But you never ran the middle, and you didn't run side by side, and you still don't really run side by side at Winchester. You get in, you get the pass done, and you get on back to single file racing because the cars bounce around a lot, and it is just treacherous. Here we go, field rolling now at Winchester Speedway. Powell on the front row on the Mayfield, Brad Keyser on the front row with Anthony Corsiniti and the blue number 12.
Green, 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 green.
Green flag's out, and we're racing. And the field real nice through turn 1 so far, taking it easy. Up front, it's Brad Keyser and Anthony Corsiniti. Oh, hey, don't get in trouble on the backstretch. Vincent and Rodriguez as well.
All right, yellow flag.
There's the
Back
yellow.
it down.
Hayduck gets sideways. Bob Hayduck, trouble in the backstretch. Nelson Rodriguez, Stephen Vincent collected. Flag coming out at the stripe. Keyser and Corsiniti will bring him down for the green with Brian Cluden in 3rd, Dave O in 4th, Zach Sears 5th, Keith Powell in 6th, Danny Ray 7th, Daniel Nance in the top 8. Here we go, winding them up, coming out of turn 4, on down and off
green,
the
green,
base.
green, green, green.
Flag flies. We're racing at Winchester, back underway here.
All right, yellow flag.
Yellow
Back it down.
on the racetrack. It looks like it could have been Dave O. Dave O, who was running in the top 5 around out of turn number 4. Keyser, Corsiniti, Cluden, Sears. 1, 2, 3, 4. Powell in 5th.
Green flag, go,
Picking
go,
up
go,
the
go.
pace off turn 4. And we're back to green flag racing at Winchester now. Battle shaping up between Daniel
All right,
Nance,
yellow
and there's
flag.
another
Back it
yellow
down.
on the racetrack, another caution. Looks like it could have been Dave O again. And tonight we have Dave-O. So your Supers champion and former winner of the Wingside Up Twin 25s struggling here tonight at Winchester. Possibly some damage on the number 11. So we'll try it again, racking them and stacking them here at Winchester. So far, the big crash early in the race between Bobby Haydock, who got sideways, collected Stephen Vincent and Nelson Rodriguez. That was on the back stretch. Everything else has been simple spins so far, and that's unusual here at Winchester. Field bunched up through turn 3 and 4. Brad Keyser, Anthony Corsinini bringing it down for the green flag. There it is. Green flag flies here at Winchester. And the mighty Supermodified's flying down the backstretch already for the front of the pack. Clunin now moves into third. Or second around Anthony Corsinini. Zach Sears trying to get by as well. Sears didn't make it yet. Keyser, Clunin, Corsinini.
All right, yellow flag, back it down.
Racetrack. Caution flies on the racetrack. A big one in the backstretch. Looks like Corsinini and Sears together. Lineup looks good. They'll be getting the white flag again here at Winchester Speedway. Hey fans, if you're enjoying what you're watching, let us know in chat. We'd love to give you a super shout out. Tell us where you're tuned in from. Tell us who you're cheering for. Tell us if you've ever seen a real super modified race at the world's fastest half-mile Winchester Speedway. Keyser continues to lead this one with Clunin second. Powell now up to third.
Green flag,
Green
go,
flag
go, go.
flies. We're racing at Winchester.
All right, yellow flag, back it down.
And a big one as Dave-O gets into Gary Waldron coming off of turn 2 as Waldron gets a little bit loose. And boy, that collected a few. As we've got pieces and parts everywhere on the racetrack. And a couple of heavy hitters out of this one. These are just kind of enjoying these yellow flags. He's staying up front where he started, and as we said, he's won 4 of the last 5. Wingside Up 2025's race number 1. Let's see if he can do it here.
Green, 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 green,
Flags
green.
back out at Winchester. 10 to go. 10 to go. Brad Kieser's your leader. Clunan hanging on to second. Oh, look at the battle for third right now. Keith Powell, Daniel Nance, Zach Sears going at it on the front stretch down into turn 1. Here comes Sears low underneath Dan's off of turn 2 and gets the job done. He moves to 4th. He's going to go after Keith Powell now. Nan struggling out there, slides high. Powell way up high to the wall. Sears goes by. Three to go, this time by the stripe for Brad Kieser. 3 to go here at Winchester, and a night that's been full of attrition. Kieser trying to hang on. 2 to go. Clunan in second, Sears in third. White flag out for Brad Kieser. So we got a battle back in the back for Ford. Corsinini and Nance go at it. There's the checkered flag. Brad Kieser's your winner of the first race ever for Supers here at Winchester Speedway. Race number 1 of the Wingside Up Twin 25s. Brad Kieser, your winner. Ryan Clunan in for second. Zach Sears, hope for third. Keith Powell in for fourth. Anthony Corsinini back up to fifth. Nans in 6th. Gangwer 7th. Hayduck in 8th. The last car on the track. Welcome back to Supers Live. We are now at the Salem Speedway in southern Indiana, and it's time for the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. If you missed that Winchester race, woo, you missed a wild one. We expect this will be a pretty good show for your Fast Car Dash cars. Stephen Vincent, not here. He is scratched. Starting on the pole for the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash at Salem Speedway is Zach Sears in the 22. Right next door to him in the Wingside Up, number 25, Bob Gangwer. Inside row number 2, driving the number 13, finished second. In our first feature at Winchester, Rapid Ryan Clunan. Next to him in the number 12, it's Anthony Corsinini. Rounding out the field, Speedy Man, Dave-O. 5 cars, 6 laps. It's the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. Sears and Gangwer, 22 and 25, couple of black cars up front. Included in that red and yellow machine. Of course, the in the baby blue number 12. Dave-O as well in the black number 11, Speedy Man. And the TMS Wolfpack machine. The modsquad.info, you want to check them out? All kinds of cool modding going on. Hey, you can't do that with iRacing, but with rFactor, NASCAR Heat 2003, all those cool old games, you can do that. Sears and gang working ready to bring them down for the green flag of the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. Here they come off of turn number 4.
Green flag,
Green
go,
flag
go, go, go.
flags. We're racing at Salem, the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. Okay, we're in the lead. Sears right there, ready to pounce. Corsinini in third. We're side by side in turn number 3. Here they come off of 4. It's close racing out there for the lead. Sears takes a point. Corsiniti tries to follow by. Gangwer battles back. White flag flies for Zach Sears. Corsiniti going after Sears in turn 1. He wants to start on the pole. They bump. Here comes Dave-O. They crash. Gangwer and Corsiniti into the wall. And wow, we'll let the scorers figure that one out at the end. Not sure, but we do know that Zach Sears won that. Tires all over the place. Sears with the win in the BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. Whew. That was a wild one. Some great racing, though. Sears and Gang were side by side, and Corsiniti right there, able to pounce, Clunan, making it through all of that chaos. Comes home in second place. That was a fast one, folks. Just 1 minute, 17 seconds here. Oh, wow. Flat flying out there. No doubt about it. And Sears will go away from the pole for the feature here at the Salem Speedway. Another great racetrack. Back in the day, the Supermodified's running a spring show and a fall show here, just like at Winchester. And that would always be a pretty neat thing to see them on these big high bank tracks, sprint cars, race with Supermodifieds, rear engine Supermodifieds. And now the official finishing order coming out. And 22, Zach Sears, Ryan Clunan, then Bob Gangwer, Dave-O, Corsiniti is the way they will be scored. So that's your final order. That's the official finishing order for your BMK Logistics Fast Car Dash. And your winner is Zach Sears. He'll start on the pole. Yeah, it was a wild one out there between Dave-O and Bob Gangwer at the end of that one. Dave-O having a rough night here on the banks as we are checking to make sure they're okay and their virtual race cars are together. But they're going to be going through concussion protocol, a virtual version, possible concussions. And boy, I'll tell you, that was a wild one. Woo! This is we are Bob Gangwer on a Hams Beer IV. Kevin Timmons saying right now that was a wild one for sure. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. If you thought that was nutty, you're going to watch a 25-lap feature at Salem. Again, just a treacherous racetrack. So treacherous, as a matter of fact, that USAC will no longer race there. So we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll have your feature lineup next and your 25-lap feature at the Salem Speedway. You're enjoying live Supermodified sim racing and the wackiest on the SUPRS Broadcasting Network. Come right back after the break.
This be a sign. It's my reflection. Oh, can you see the connection? Like this time. Seems out of focus. Well, I guess I didn't notice. There'd come a day. Took a walk outside the room, not hiding my head anywhere. Is it me or is it colder in here? Is it getting colder in here? Colder.
Welcome back to Supers Live. This is Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series. Just joined us. It's the Wing Side Up Twin 25s. We're getting ready to rock and roll here for our second 25-lap feature of the night on this doubleheader. It is at the Salem Speedway, and we're getting ready to go here with our feature lineup. Boy, this will be a good one. Brad Keyser has done well here in the past. Ryan Clunan, though, somebody you want to keep an eye on out there. He is looking pretty good. Second race of the night, he tends to do better. We'll see how he does here tonight at the Salem Speedway after having a good run at Winchester, coming home in second behind Keyser. Here's your starting lineup for the Wing Set Up Twin 25s at the Salem Speedway in southern Indiana. Starting on the pole will be the number 22 of Zach Sears after winning the BMK Fast Car Dash. Outside row number 1. Oh, boy, look at this. It's Rapid Ryan Clunan. Clunan in that number 13 Simability sponsored machine out of Oswego, New York, starts second. Starting in third position, driving the number 25, bringing the backup car out after the big crash in the Fast Car Dash. Bob Gagler in the BG Racing Photos Wing Side Up machine out of Goshen. And next to him, driving the number 11, also in a backup machine, probably about his fourth backup tonight, the way the night's been going for Speedy Man Dave O out of Union, Connecticut. And row number 3 looks like this on the inside, driving the number 12. He has got a good hot rod here tonight at Salem. We've watched him at practice, and we expect that he's going to have a pretty good showing here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, in the teesforecast.com machine out of North Syracuse, New York, it's Anthony Corsiniti. Right next door to him, driving the number 41 out of Crestline, Ohio. Icing's on top, the sponsor of the Mayfield Missile, driven by Keith Put One on You Powell. Inside row number 4, driving the number 10 from Wyoming, Michigan Hill Gang member, sponsored by Kennewa Auto Supply. It's G-Dub, Gary Waldron. Waldron, a former Wing Side Up Twin 25's winner. On the outside of him, the winner of the first race, having a bad qualifying run here tonight. He'll be eligible for the Supercharger starting this far back, though. Ladies and gentlemen, from Liverpool, New York, in the BMK Logistics number 9, it's Brad Keyser. Hey, how about this guy? He crashed out in the first couple of laps at Winchester. He stuck around all the way from Stoneham, Massachusetts, driving the Star Speedway sponsored machine. It's Nelson Hot Rodriguez. Right next to him in the 714 team row out of Brook Park, Ohio, sponsored by Gannon Auto Sales and Bronx Country, Bobby Haydock. Danny Ray rounds out the field in the 08. $25 laps. Field rolling out of the pit area. Real super modifieds need a push start. Our virtual super modifieds don't. One parade lap, then the pace lap, and green flag coming out of turn 4. The second time by, they'll take the green. White flag's out, signifying one more time, and then they'll go green. Rapid Ryan Clunan on the outside of row number 1 in that red and yellow machine. Number 13, not unlucky here for him in the second race in the last few years. He's been able to pull off the win, but that's been in his non-wing super modified. We'll see what he has in the wing car. Gangwer O, row 2, Corsiniti, Powell, row 3, Waldron, Keyser, row 4, Rodriguez, Hayduck, row 5, and Danny Ray rounded out the field in the 08 White Line and Transportation machine. 2 Hoosiers in this field. Gangwer and Ray, here they come. Looking for the green. It's a late one. They're holding it back. Green flag flies. And a bad start for Clunan as he drops back. Deers with the early lead. Gangwer in second. And Gangwer gets around in turn 1, and he's out of the race.
Back it down.
Lap number 1, the car gets sideways. He hits the Armco guardrail, and he is out of the race, losing a wheel. Well, what a start as Clunan Had a rough one out there. Sears, Clunan, Corsiniti, Powell,
Green flag, go,
Waldron.
go, go, go.
Look at this. Top 6, good restart for Sears. Here comes Clunan now. Watch Dave-O as well. That big bump off of turn number 2. Always troublesome. Corsiniti just hanging tight. Oh, Sears a big bobble off of 2. He saves it though, but Clunan takes the lead. Clunan with the lead. Sears tried to battle back, but here comes Dave-O. Sears sideways.
All right, yellow flag. Back it down.
He goes in front of the field. And caution is out. And that is it for Zach Sears. Anthony Corsiniti also involved. Sears, wow, just gets loose. Almost had it saved. And wow, there's the instant replay courtesy of Hairbag Studios. Corsiniti and Dave-O also around, it looks like. Corsiniti out of this one. That sure looked like possibly Brad Keyser from the back. Somehow, Corsiniti out of this one. It looks like Powell. Well, we thought that was Powell, but that was Corsiniti. As we watch the replay here again, and there was a lot going on there. Initially starting with Zach Sears getting sideways. And Dave-O, again, that lucky rabbit's foot, he squeaks back. Dave-O, boy, I'll tell you, you wanna play some bets with him in Vegas because that guy is lucky, missing the crash there again. So lots of action already right off the bat here at Salem. Get the field restarted for you, re-racked for you. Clunan with the lead, Dave-O second, Keith Powell up to third, Gary Waldron in the top 4, Bob Haydock fifth, Nelson Rodriguez sixth, Danny Ray seventh, and Brad Keyser eighth. Lineup's good. White flag's out. We'll be going green next time by the stripe. And wow. Let's see. This is field is getting thinner and thinner. Stephen Vincent, Dave Bergani, Daniel Nans unable to make the second show of the night. So they were already out of the field. Game were crashing out early out of turn number 2 when the car got away from him. Green flag coming back out of Salem. Ryan Clunan brings him down into turn number 1. Dave-O in second, Keith Powell in third. Gary Waldron fourth, Bob Haydock, Nelson Rodriguez. Rodriguez in trouble. He keeps it going though. We'll see how bent up the car is. He hit the wall pretty good at the backstretch. Keeping an eye on that number 7, and that car is evil right now. Brad Keyser coming up to try to get around him. Oh, up front, right on the rear nerf bar of the 13 of Rapid, Ryan Clunin. Hayduck and Waldron running close. That's a battle for 4th and 5th on the racetrack. Oh, peeks to the inside down the front chute, tucks back in through 1 and 2. Looking good off the corner. Here comes Dave-O again with a no. Man, he is getting good runs off the corners here at Salem. And he's really picking up on Clunin. Clunin's bouncing it off the wall. Oh, keeping it pretty square out there. Rodriguez coming to the down low into the pits. Nelson Rodriguez looks like he's calling it a night in the number 7. We knew that car was beat up pretty bad after he clobbered the wall in the backstretch. Gary Waldron, Bob Hayduck. Here comes Keith Powell. That's real action on the racetrack as well as up front with Clunin and O. Oh, right to the rear nerf bar now as they come off of turn number 4 down the front chute. Oh, looks low. Tucks back in again. Sizing up Ryan Clunin and that simability number 13. Setting up high, looking for the crossover. Coming off. Here it comes down the front chute. Side by side into turn 1. And there goes Dave-O. He tries the slide job. Clunin gets a little nervous over that bump out of turn 2. He's sticking right there, though. Ryan Clunin trying to reel him back in on the outside. Oh, giving him room. Oh, hasn't slid up in front of him yet. The patented Salem slide job. Not working for Dave-O. He's stuck on the bottom. And there it is. He slides up in front of the 13, but here comes Clunin back. Great battle up front for the lead. Less than 10 laps to go here at Salem. And oh, slides up the track. Gets into the wall pretty good there with the right side. And now he starts to pull away. Let's check back on that battle for 3rd position. Got a good one going on back there. Keith Powell tried to hold off Gary Waldron. Waldron tried to hold off Keyser. Four laps to go. 14. No yellow flag. Bob Hayduck out of the race. Pulling in without a wheel. Hayduck out of the race. Up front, it's Dave-O. 3 to go. 2 to go this time by the stripe. Clunin dropping back. We still got a battle on our hands for 3rd place. Waldron trying to hang on in front of Keyser. Dave-O on the white flag. And there it is, your winner, Dave-O. Nice run, a great battle with Ryan Clunin out there. Clunin hangs on for 2nd. Powell in for 3rd after that wild battle. And Waldron crashing at the end, but able to hang on for 4th place. Brad Keyser in for 5th. Danny Ray doing a good job bringing it home in 6th. Last car on the track. Wow, talk about a wild night full of attrition. Bobby Hayduck out of the race in 7th. Anthony Corsiniti out of the race in 8th. Zach Sears out of the race in 9th. Anthony Corsiniti out of the race in 9th. Rodriguez out of the race as well. He was in 8th place. And Sears and Gangwer lasted only 2 laps out there in his own race. Wild and crazy night. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We are going to bring the winners in right now and talk to them. See how they feel after that one. Let's first of all grab Brad Keyser, your winner of the first feature at Winchester Speedway. These are doing pretty good out there. As we said, 4 of the last 5 years has won the first race of the night. Brad, congratulations on the big win at Winchester Speedway, setting a track record and picking up the win, starting on the pole. Had a little bit of action behind you early in the race. How do you feel about picking up the win here at Winchester Speedway? I know this is a track that your family has competed at in the past. I know this is a big one for you.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Yeah, it's a good win. I want to say thanks to First Finishers, Breeze Graphics, Airbag Studios, Icing's on top. And thanks to Keith and Cindy. I know they're sending me the Triple Crown Award from last year, so I want to say thanks to them for everything they do. It was kind of really luck there at Winchester, Bob. It was, just I got through the dash only because I think going back, it was Anthony and Ryan got racing each other, and it was Anthony and someone got racing each other, kind of took themselves out, and Dave and I went by them, and then Dave had to serve the handicap, so I really kind of lucked into the starting position, and just it worked for me. Let's just go with that. It's a really tricky track. I like it. It's a fast, tricky one. The key is to kind of save the car, and I think the different tires here definitely played a little bit of a factor in that. There were different strategies going on. But it was a good win. Definitely needed it. And wish the whole night had gone that way, but I can't complain with even Salem, how I ended up with what it started with. So
Congratulations, Brad. Boy, you've got a heck of a record in these wing side up twin 25s, whether it was Bristol or Salem or now Winchester winning the first one of the night and marching right up the list of the all-time winners here of the wing side up twin 25s now with 5 wins total. Congratulations. Picking up the win at Salem Speedway. Dave-O, a bit of an up and down night, mostly down. There was a lot of torn up equipment. I think you're probably going to be phoning into the TMS Wolfpack to see how much extra sheet metal they got. Virtual sheet metal. That thing was pretty beat up tonight in several accidents at Winchester and then the dash here at Salem, but overcoming it all. That lucky rabbit's foot in your pocket, I've got to believe, is pretty wore out after some close calls even here at Salem. How's it feel to get back into victory lane and win here on Wingside Up Twin 25's night?
Oh yeah, thanks, Bobby. It was definitely an up and down night. I started the night by having some dinner and then forgetting we were racing this. And 7:55 comes around. I was just gonna play some Modern Warfare Zombies. Brad and Zach say, "Are you racing?" I'm like, "Oh, I forgot we had a race." So my first laps for Winchester were in qualifying. We got something good, but it needed to be wound up to be stable, and obviously that was a disastrous event for me. But moving on to Salem, obviously the dash didn't go that well with wrecking out there at the last lap when we all kind of got together, but held it together for the race. I do got to say, Zach had a wicked save before he ended up losing it a lap later. It was incredible. So good job to him on actually saving it the first time. Wish he had done it the second time. But yeah, it's a tricky track. I was kind of following Ryan, waiting, watching, seeing what he was doing, and seeing if I could get just enough of a run to get alongside him. And I think we were side by side for 2 laps here, which was pretty tough with the bumps here on the corner exit. So good race to him, and yeah, it was just glad to bring one home.
It was a thriller for sure watching you and Ryan Glunin go at it. And these are just tracks where you don't run side by side, but you guys were able to pull that off out there. And congratulations, Dave, on a win here at the Salem Speedway, one of the legendary tracks in all of the world, and seen so many great battles throughout the years and the legends of auto racing for sure, including Indianapolis 500 veterans. Good job out there tonight, man. That was exciting watching you guys go battle out there.
Thank you, Bobby, and just gotta shout out all the super sponsors. First Finish Race Servers, I think, on top. Breeze Graphics, Airbag Studios. Yeah, I think that's all of them. But yeah, thanks to anyone else I forgot. Burger Smokehouse for the turkey I had the other week. It was excellent. So,
Dave Oath picking up the win here tonight. And the Speedy Man finding the speedy racetracks to his liking for sure. Able to miss a couple of big ones, although he was involved in a couple of big ones. When it all come to pass, he was able to pick up the win along with Brad Keyser as well here tonight. The first race of the night, having some good finishes out there. Rapid Ryan Clunan, and we're going to talk to him quickly as coming home second in both features. A really good job by that driver as he has been finishing in the top 3 of the Wingside Up 2025 since he's been racing here with us at SUPRS. Brian, congratulations. I know you would rather be on the top step of the podium here at Salem or at Winchester, but you had a pretty good race car all night long. Knocked her off the walls a little bit, probably put some white and some red and black paint on the thing, but to match that red and yellow Simability colors. But congratulations, man. Second place, both features. Let's talk a little bit about Salem, though. That was the one that got away from you, I think, more than the first one. But how tough is it to be that good and then end up coming home in second at Salem?
A win would be nice, but I got to admit, sometimes second place is good because now I don't get stuck with that winner's curse of having to start in the back of the feature. It was a good race. I actually like Salem. Dave ran a heck of a race, and he earned every inch of getting by me. So I can't knock him for that.
Well, that was a wild one, Dave, talking a little bit about running side by side and how scary it is to do that. It looked like at one point you got a little nervous coming off of 2 when he was underneath of you. Talk a little bit about that bump coming out of 2 and how tough it is to go side by side there.
Yeah, the exit of 2 is real scary. If you don't hit that bump just right, it'll send you to the outside wall. So either be in the car on the outside or vice versa, being the driver on the inside. There's a lot sitting on your shoulders running side by side of this track to not take the other individual out.
Oh, congratulations. Good run for you here tonight in the Simability, both shows. Picking up some big points here this evening in the Wingside Up Twin 25s. And again, we see you just doing really well in these double headers. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Rapid Ryan Clunan coming home in second in both of these features, coming home with a good run. We talked to him at the beginning of the broadcast. Let's close our broadcast talking to the guy that has spent a lot of time around these big bank tracks. He's a Buckeye, not a Hoosier, but he's a Hoosier at heart, as his dad has run many times at these 2 big joints. And Keith, a good run for you in that first race, a 4th place, the second race, a 3rd place. Not too shabby, buddy, bringing her home in one piece, and that was hard to do tonight. You had a very close call at Salem tonight. We talked a little bit about your driver, Randy Wynn, taking about 5 minutes to get his gloves off because he was so nervous at Winchester. Are you sweating bullets still after that close call at Salem?
Yeah. And at Winchester, I didn't need that close call at Salem because when my nerves and everything, I was showing my age after Winchester. I had a better car at Winchester than I did Salem. But I'm happy with both finishes, real happy with them. I see a lot of messes, a lot of spins. The first race, it was weird. There was a couple spins and nobody hit the guy's spin. And so that was like miracles. But the first race, I really needed, if I had any shot at the top 3, I needed the guys to really wear out their tires. I wanted a relatively long green flag run, then broke up by 1 or 2 cautions, and then a green flag run at the end. But I'm happy with both of them. And that Salem wreck, I thought for sure I was done. I was on the binders, but it's hard because you jam on the brakes and you pitch sideways. So I was like almost dragging the brake and tapping the throttle a little bit. And I heard a couple bumps and bangs behind me and one beside me, and we made it through it. So we'll definitely take home a top 3 at Salem. That was. We're pretty shocked, but we'll take it. A good night of racing.
It was a wild night. It was a good night, though. There was some great racing out there all the way through. Congratulations, Keith, coming home with 2 top 5s here tonight. Gary Waldron, your other driver, into the top 5 at Salem, and Anthony Corsiniti into the top 5 at Winchester. The rest of the night, well, a whole lot of tore up race cars, and they're going to have to be real quick and get them rebuilt for the Sun Valley Twin 40s coming up on Sunday at the famed Anderson Speedway, another high-banked Indiana track, a quarter mile, home of the Little 500, one of the greatest races in all of the country, and seen some great showings by guys including Tony Stewart, Kenny Schrader, Jeff Bloom, Bob Fry. I mean, you go down through the list. Cody Swanson, Tyler Rory. Man, some of the greats of the greats. Tony Elliott, man, you just go down through the list. Florida, New York, Ohio. I mean, Doug Hevron, Bentley Warren, a 4-time winner. Go down through the list of winners of the Little 500, and you'll see some of the greatest race car drivers in all of the country have raced there, and really that's where ASA got its start as a super modified or open wheel competition group that went on to race at Winchester Speedway. So much history in central and southern Indiana for the super modifieds, and we're proud to be able to bring some of that here to you. You want to learn more about real super modifieds? Go to supers.net and click on the fan tab for the information that you need to know about the ultimate short track race car. And we will see everybody. Our next broadcast will be for the 20th Christmas special. That's coming up in 2 weeks, and we hope that you'll join us for actually 3 weeks, and we hope that you'll join us for that. Until then, you can check out Supers Live for all of our live races, and it won't be live streaming, but it will be live statistics and stuff. If you have the Google Chrome browser, you just click on stats, and you'll be able to see us and follow along your favorite driver. We want to say thanks to First Finish Race Servers, Hairbank Studios, Breeze Graphics. Man, Kevin Timmons was busy tonight. Holy smokes! I'm not sure if he's fell out of the seat yet or not up there in Baldwinsville, New York. But he had a lot of work to do tonight, keeping up on all the replays. Thank you, Kevin, for that. Icings on Top, specialty cakes for all occasions. Proud sponsor of the Supers Rookie of the Year Award and the Supers Triple Crown of Super Modified Sim Racing. Super Modified Scorecard, gridfinder.com. Find your place on the grid and become a Grid Finder approved league just like Supers. Burger Smokehouse, simple family tradition since 1927, on the web at smokehouse.com. Wax Custom and Cool Awards, making Dave and Brad Keyser look cool in Victory Lane here tonight at Winchester and Salem. BMK Logistics, getting you your Amazon products in speedy delivery style in Albany, Buffalo, and Syracuse, New York. And boy, they've been super busy here after Black Friday, busy shopping season. Just found out that Amazon has now surpassed UPS and FedEx as the largest shipper in the United States of America. Brad Keyser, BMK Logistics, helping make that happen. We also want to say thanks to heatfinder.net, themodsquad.info, and our sponsor tonight, wingsideup.wordpress.com. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. It was a busy one, and if you haven't picked out your favorite driver yet, you probably have after this one, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here in 3 weeks' time for the 20th Christmas special. Until then, we remind you that when you go to the big banks where there's high speed, you better be wing side up and wheels to the ground.
Well, if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you love. And if you're going through it, I say do it with someone you love. I've been around a long time, in and out of love. But if you're gonna do it, I say do it with someone you love.